Anyway, I forgot where I was going with that.
I have no idea.
I forgot what I was talking about. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to the Herbalist Podcast. We have a very normal episode for you.
What's normal? I mean, it's not entirely normal because we don't have a dean.
What's home?
Huh?
You said what's normal, right?
Yeah.
What's home?
I don't know.
What are cows? It's a line from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I have not seen that movie. I don't watch.
It's a good book, too.
I haven't read the book either.
So they hit the improbability drive.
I mean, the one line from the whole series, even though I haven't seen it, is, that I know of is like, what's the meaning of life? 42. Just because that's fucking hysterical to me.
In the beginning, the universe was created. This has been widely regarded as a bad decision that has pissed many people off.
Yes.
That's not a word for word quote, but that's about the quote from the beginning of the fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, well, that's a hell of a way to open the book. Right to the point.
In the beginning, the universe was created. This has been widely regarded as a bad idea. I'm just saying, how many cynics and narcissists and fucking all that kind of bullshit are out there? Hell, you're listening to my podcast right now.
Well, cynicism's kind of what happens to intelligence when it turns bitter.
Yeah, no wonder I ain't got no faith in anybody. Anyway, you guys are great. I love you guys. I have all the faith in the world in you guys.
A whole 10 or 15 of them.
Nah, it's 5 or 10 still.
5 or 10.
5 or 10. I don't think we went up. Did we go up in listeners? I don't think so.
I don't know. I'll have to check the numbers. We have a couple that are like in the 60s.
Yeah, I did notice that. We've gotten a few more views.
Yeah, those are some of the earlier episodes, though.
Yeah, we appreciate you telling your friends about them. Going back and checking them out. You know? Obviously, somebody liked what we were talking about. We appreciate that. You know, I've still never gotten a message from any of you. And, like, I check. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be checking my comment section and whatnot. I've never gotten a message. I might have something on YouTube, but...
We have 12 subscribers.
We have 12 subscribers. Goddamn, guys. I appreciate that. There's more than 10. Holy fuck. High five, Rob. We got more than 10. We have broken the double digits. Yeah. Woohoo. Now I can be just like every other New Yorker. I have a podcast. We have people that listen.
Alright, episode 4's got 60.
Whoa!
3's got 35.
Holy crap.
And 1's got 42.
What was episode 4?
Da Vinci Code.
Oh, that's why it's got so many.
And everything else, it's either between 4 or 15.
So, certain episodes you guys liked, and certain ones you didn't. Totally understand. Certain times I like myself, and certain times I don't. You know, it happens. Yeah. Oh, Rob touched on this earlier. We are down a dean today, so it's just me and Rob. Sorry, my mind was spatial awareness. Like, no, gone.
Alrighty.
I'm spacing out, people.
It has nothing to do with spatial awareness. Well, it kind of does.
I mean, that's a different kind of spatial awareness. I'm smoking my spatial awareness right now. Ah, fuck, the shit went out. Guess I'm not smoking that, am I? Anyway, so got a couple of things I want to talk about this week. first thing I want to say, I'm not sure. First thing I got to say, definitely, is we appreciate y'all sticking with us and listening, and we apologize about not having an episode released last week. So
we never mentioned that.
No, we did not. That was kind of a last minute thing. We apologize about that. We are back to releasing once a week, though. So I'll actually touch on that later. I went somewhere for work, or I don't know. I could probably touch on this now. I want to talk about the other thing first. So yeah, I had to go somewhere for work last week. I apologize about that. I'll tell you all about that here in a little bit. First thing I want to talk about this week is, I'm not sure if I told anybody about this. Rob, do you know if I mentioned that I stuck my plants outside? No. You don't know, or you don't?
You haven't.
No, I haven't mentioned. Okay. All right. Yeah. So about 2 weeks ago, I want to say, right about June 1st, I took my 3 plants that I had set aside to go in the backyard, and I, cleared out a spot and everything, and I put them up on stands, and I put them in the backyard. I didn't get around to transplanting them yet, and I really need to do that because they are big. I've got them in 3/4 gallon pots right now because that's just what I had them in to start. The one plant could probably use a little growing. It's so it's weird. You ever seen those plants where they like grow and then they kind of like fall over and then they stiffen up and they grow back up from that?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what this thing did. You know what I'm saying? So like, I dropped the pot that the plant was in, and honestly, I thought it was going to die. But what happened was the stem just leaned over to the side, and I left it out there to, get some sun. And weed plant's a weed plant, man. That fucker is resilient. So that thing healed, and it bent back up and aimed itself towards the sun. So that one's probably like, that one's hard to judge. It's only about 10 inches tall, but it's like 1.5 feet long. You know what I'm saying? Like sideways kind of thing. It's like 1.5 feet sideways, but then it goes up about 10 inches. So like if it didn't fall over, it'd probably be almost 2 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? And then I have another one sitting next to that in a 3/4 gallon pot that's almost 3 feet tall. Doesn't have very many side branches. It has side nodes and spots where the side branches are going to start, but I think it doesn't have enough root room to really produce those branches right now. You know what I'm saying? If I left it in that, it's just going to be a single shoot, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I need to get those transplanted, but they are absolutely loving it outside right now. It's a great temperature for them. They are a little lacking on the light department. They definitely.
Then they're gonna love the way the next few days are gonna be, especially today. It's already hot, like 70 and fucking humid out there.
Yeah, but there's no light, no actual light. It's just diffused light.
Yeah, but it's still at the right temperature.
Yeah, but they need some light. That's the only thing they're lacking right now. It's been really rainy and whatnot. They've been getting sporadic light, but if I had transplanted those and, we'd,
so it's supposed to be cloudy today.
So optimally.
Not till this evening. It says between 5 and 8, the sun's going to come out. It's going to be around 80.
So optimally, I would prefer it if it would rain at like 8, 9 o'clock at night.
It's supposed to be 90 on Sunday.
You know what I'm saying? And then like be sunny all day long. Because in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, but in my opinion, the rain clouds come in and cover up the sun when the sun was going down anyway, give the plants all the rain that they need, and then the sun comes out the next day and gets them all the sunlight all day long. You're going to get some good fucking plants. But, yep. I have been cleaning them out just like I advised. As they get taller, I'll go down to the bottom and like the overlap stems and leaves and whatnot. I definitely try to get those out of there. Try to keep down on the PM at all costs. You know what I'm saying? My school of thought is even if it damages your yields in the end, if it keeps your plant from molding, it's worth it. Because if your plant develops powder mildew or, God forbid, actual mold, are you really going to smoke it?
No.
Rob's not going to smoke it. I wouldn't smoke it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I know there's treatments out there and whatnot, and people take care of it, and it goes away and whatnot. I prefer to just do whatever I can to make sure it doesn't start in the first place. Because mold spores are everywhere. They're in the air that you're breathing right now as you're listening to this podcast. They grow in optimal environments, so if you try to eliminate that environment as best you can, you'll cut down on the mold. And the optimal environment for the mold is going to be like stuff that's stuck together, like a leaf that's sitting on top of another leaf. Well, in between those two leaves, it's going to trap moisture, you know what I mean? And that moisture is prime real estate for mold to grow.
Yeah.
But that's just, my school of thought on that. Sorry. One sec. So yeah, they're coming along nicely. I think I'm gonna have some monsters by the end of the year, especially if I go through with my plan of getting 15-gallon pots to put them in. I'm not sure. I want to get 15-gallon fabric pots. Drop those things in fabric pots outside and just let them fucking go. They'd be some nice monsters at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Especially the size that they are now. The one probably finish about 5 feet tall, but the other two that I have, if I put them in 15-gallon pots and I was taking care of them and letting them go, I don't know for sure because I've never grown this strain, but just judging off the size that they are now, I'm willing to bet that these plants would be my height by the time they were done growing, like 6 foot, if not bigger. You know what I mean? Like, the one is almost 3 foot tall now, and it's still got 2 more months of veg time. So if I put that bitch in a pot, what I'm honestly hoping is it starts growing sideways. You know what I'm saying? Because it's tall and lanky right now and doesn't have very many side branches, and I want my side branches. Like, can't just have one big cola nugget. I want fucking, multiple nuggets on branches. That would be better. Instead of just one. Not to mention, we live in the Northeast. It's very wet and humid up here. And my opinion, my school of thought is the larger your nugget is, the easier it is to mold because it just traps more water. You know what I mean? It's a bigger piece of living, growing, breathing thing that's on the plant. It's just got more water in it. It's just fact. If you took a smaller piece, it doesn't have as much water in it. It just volume just can't hold as much as the bigger piece. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is like, it's like third grade science, Which one holds more, the 10-gallon or the 2-gallon? Well, the motherfucking 10-gallon. Duh. I'm just saying. It's kind of the same concept. The larger your plant is, the more water it could potentially hold, So there's a lot more work that goes into maintaining the larger style plants. I'm not saying they're not worth it by any means. Those plants are fucking beautiful, and we all know they're worth it. I mean, hell, you've smoked some and you didn't even know it. I guarantee it. But there's just a lot more work to maintain those larger nuggets to make sure that they stay good, especially in our area. If we lived in an arid climate where it's not really that wet all the time, I'd say, yeah, let's grow some fucking 15 footers with some massive fucking 2-3 foot long nuggets on them. But we don't. We live in New York State. It's wet here all the fucking time. It's always wet.
Lately it has been.
I'm tired of being wet.
Then again, we've had a lot of summers and like springs lately that have been dry as shit.
I'll agree with that, but I always, every year since I've been growing, even if it's dry during most of the year, there is at least a month or two where it is excessively wet.
That's how the state is.
I know. But the word excessive should mean something. It's excessively wet. Like, who the fuck decided to dump the pool on New York State? You know what I'm saying? Somebody just picked up their fucking ocean and dropped it. They were like, here you go. There you go. You need some water? I got you. I got you. And we're like, damn. You know, Canada's on fire. You could drop the water up there. I'm just saying, you know, just shift it up a little bit, you know, give it a little bit of rainstorm, you know, because, you know, we're almost in boats down here and they're on fire. I'm just saying, maybe send it where it's needed. You know, just a thought. Just a thought. Anyway, stop fucking up my weed. Anyway, moving on. I just want to touch on this briefly, mostly because I didn't actually prepare for this at all. I kind of just asked Rob a minute ago. Rob did just release a new song yesterday. It is on YouTube. It's
been almost 2 days, actually.
Oh, it's been almost 2 days. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My algorithm said 1 day ago.
I didn't really put any forethought in the promotion.
Yeah, well,
it's one thing I always lack because I don't think about it. That's on me.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, we're promoting it now. You know, these 12 people are going to know that you just dropped a new song, and maybe they'll go check it out.
Quite possibly.
You know,
and I'm sure some of the tags I put on it will have a bit more traffic than normal.
Yeah. You want to give me the name real quick? Because Samus 36?
Yeah, Samus 36.
Samus.
Yeah. Like from Metroid. It is an EDM.
Ooh.
It's
an EDM track.
I don't consider it EDM. It reminds me more of fight music from like Double Dragon or something like that. Like that.
Oh, no shit.
That one was really interesting. I think I vaguely touched on it over time, but
yeah. But
that one more emerged out of a challenge than anything. So I have an old iMac over here that I use for our video editing. It was my workhorse at one point, but it's seen far better days, so it can't handle that anymore.
It lived its usefulness. Yeah. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So I wrote it initially on that, and since it can't handle all the other outboard gear, I essentially just used the normal computer keyboard to play everything into it. And I used all stock sounds, this, that, and the other thing. It's only like feels like cheating. The whole thing is essentially just two main musical ideas stretched out.
Have you ever heard EDM?
That
you have. Listen, you have 50% more musical ideas in that song than 90% of EDM music.
No, they do about the same 2 to maybe 3.
I thought it was just one stretched, repeating over and over.
Well, it depends on what kind of EDM it is, because there is a subgenre of drone style where it does just drone on, but a lot of it's more about the sound design and changing layers.
Anyway,
it's more designed to get people to move. It's electronic dance music, EDM. So really, it doesn't have to be complex. It's just got to be interesting enough and get people moving.
Oh yeah, this is my jam.
Pretty much.
Oh man, no, we actually got a guy at work who goes to like EDC and shit like that.
Oh no shit.
Fucking, he just came back from Minnesota. They had a festival out there. He was there for like 3-4 days or something like that. He's a pretty cool guy. Fucking, I'll ask him what he thinks of it because that's literally his genre.
Okay.
Why not, right? Most of the stuff that he's been showing us has been like remix shit. You know what I mean? Like they'll take the original song and
sampling and everything and whatnot,
mixing it. Yo, have you heard the Yu-Gi-Oh rave?
No, but now I'm intrigued.
Oh my god! So I seen this thing for this rave. Right? It's not a Yu-Gi-Oh rave, but it was like a Yu-Gi-Oh. It was an anime rave, and it was a Yu-Gi-Oh song done up as
the theme.
EDM. Yes, and like, dude, when the fucking bass dropped, it was actually really cool. So it started just like the Yu-Gi-Oh theme, you know what I'm saying? And when it went to It's Time to Duel, it just kept going, like just kept doing that. And then, you know, the fucking beat comes in behind it, and then the bass drops at the end of that, and it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I need to look into that.
Yeah,
that
you should probably look
that
that
sounds kind of interesting. I'm intrigued. I don't know why the original theme for that show is kind of corny, but it fucking slaps for some odd reason. I don't know why. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Well, if you took the words away from it, it'd actually be, you know, not so corny.
Yeah, but they still kind of need to be there. They add to it.
Yeah. I get sued by Bandai just for saying the fucking tagline, wouldn't I?
I don't think so.
But anyway, no, that was pretty cool. Anyway, you can check out Rob's new song on YouTube, Spotify.
I haven't put anything up on there in
a
while. I'm so far behind on that stuff.
All right, so you can check it out on YouTube right now. Right now. Like right now, go check it out. Like if you're not pausing this podcast to go check, no, I'm fucking with you. Anyway, you can. If you want, there is a pause button. We live in that day and age where you can just pause shit. Like, you know, if you get tired of what I'm saying and I'm just like droning on and I never shut up and I just keep dragging things out and I'm just monotone as fuck, you could just be like, shut up. Anyway, yeah, go check that out whenever you get a free minute. You can do it now, do it later, do it while you're working. I mean, do it after you grab a couple of glow sticks. Some extracurriculars.
Extracurriculars, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. EDM always makes me feel like I need extracurriculars, if you know what I mean. Oh, man. But, anyway. Moving on. My bad. 1 sec. That one got me. That was a good one. Ooh. Sorry, that one reached up and grabbed me in the boo-boo. Ooh. Anyway, whew. My bad. Moving on.
Shenanigans.
Anyone? Hang on. I'm dying over here. Holy fuck. That's fucking weed. That's not even a dab. Fucking take this fucking thing.
I'm good. It's kind of small.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Anyway, so moving on, go check out Rob's song on YouTube, if you like. If you're into Rob's music and you want to hear the new one, I'm just gonna say it's different.
Especially for me.
Like that's what I mean. If you're into Rob's music and you've been listening to Rob's music, it's different.
All right. I mean, that's the thing. If there's anyone actually listening to it, it's EDM. I think that's enough to be like, wait, what?
Yeah, for real. Rob makes metal.
And orchestral every once in a while.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't know what I should classify the new one I've been working on.
Orchestral metal?
Kinda.
Um,
Fucking smacks, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I'm going to I wanted to tell you all about the reason I couldn't do the podcast last week. So I got asked last minute, a little bit last minute. It's probably like, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday that I got asked if I wanted to go to the Canacon in Rochester. And me being me, of course I want to go to the fucking Canacon. Well, this sounds like the cannabis convention, doesn't it? That's what it's supposed to be. At least, you know, that's what I thought. Yeah, and it wasn't bad by any means. It wasn't bad. But I honestly thought that there was going to be like brands, like vendors. This is the cannabis convention. I should be looking at tons of different kinds of weed. You know what I'm saying? Most of everything that was up there was really geared for growers, which, you know, I'm not mad at by any means, because y'all know I'm a grower and I work for a growing company, you know, so I mean, it does kind of help both of those, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I was expecting to see a lot more like weed, you know what I mean? Like the cannabis convention, I want to see cannabis, you know. I'm just saying, like, fuck. So, you know, I think maybe the name is what's throwing me off. Cannabis convention. It should have been more like cannabis trade show. You know what I mean? It was more like a trade show, like to show the trades that help the cannabis and like everything around the cannabis industry. Because I mean, there were fertilizer people there were light people, there were insurance people, there were banks, there were seed manufacturers, clone manufacturers, vape manufacturers, packaging people. It was a convention. I mean, yes, but it was
a trade fair.
It was a trade fair. See, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a cannabis convention. It was a cannabis convention because everything was geared towards cannabis, but there wasn't any cannabis there. There was trades that applied to the cannabis. So it's a cannabis trade show is kind of what I got out of it. You know, I'm forgive me. I'm sorry. Like I said, it was cool, but like I think the name is just what's throwing me off. When I hear cannabis convention, you know, I'm expecting to see some cannabis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of people had clones there, and that was cool. You know, like, oh, cool. What kind of strains you got? And they told me all about them, and they were really nice. And I mean, everybody up there was super nice. Oh, there was a couple of dispensaries there. There was 3. I believe Good Life, Flower City, and Mary Jane Dispensary were there, but I believe they were the only 3. And yeah, and I mean, you know, their stuff's cool. I guess for their areas that they're in. I mean, Good Life and Flower City are Good Life especially is a larger, I want to say, quote unquote, larger, quote unquote, dispensary that I've seen anyway. It's really spacious. They've got a very good selection. Flower City, I've heard really good things about. I believe they have a really good selection. I've never actually been into Flower City. That's the problem. So I can't exactly tell you about Flower City. I've never seen it. I've heard really good things about it. I've heard they have a really good selection and everything. MJ was the first time. MJ Dispensary was the first time. Not Mary Jane's. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I believe it was, or it might have been Mary Jane. I don't know. It was MJ Dispensary is what I remember from their sign. I believe that's the first time I have personally heard of them or met them or anything. Like I've never heard or met MJ Dispensary before. We might deal with them down at work. I don't deal with all the names of places and everything. I'm a point and click kind of guy. Hey, we need you to go take care of that. Got you. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, it's like you point and click, and then the program unfolds. You know what I'm saying? See that? Go take care of it. Okay. See that? Go do that. Got you. You know, that's the kind of guy I am at work, most of the time. Point and click. You go do that. But so it was pretty cool. We got a lot of cool information from a lot of these places, some new fancy lights that just hit the market. I was actually talking with the designer of the light. They're a little startup company. They, do lights and install them, get your rebates and whatnot for like commercial grows through New York State. And they do that not just for cannabis, but like for commercial grows for like food and whatnot too. They primarily specialize in cannabis because, I mean, that's the pun intended, that's the budding industry right now.
Shenanigans.
That was an intentional pun, okay? I was going to say growing industry, but I mean, they're both puns if you get, you know what I'm saying? It's the growing industry or the budding industry. But yeah, the lights are actually good for multiple applications. But, and they can get you rebates to install them. I can't remember the name of the company. I apologize about that. I was talking with this guy for a long time. He was the designer of the light. He was telling me all about how it worked, all the money it would save you, the rebates you could get from New York State for getting them installed. God, I wish I could remember the name of the company. My bad. Yeah, but they come in, do all the installation, wiring, and everything, and get you the rebate through New York State. Believe they're actually out of New York State. Tell you guys what, if I can figure out the name by next time, I'll let you know. Not, in case anybody's interested. I mean, even us home growers, from the way he described the light, if we could figure out the name of the company, maybe we can get on and order just, one singular light. Because the way he described that new LED that he built, I kind of want to test it, see if he's full of shit or not. Because the way he was describing that is going to make my HLGs look like dog shit. My HLGs is the most high-powered LED I've ever had.
Oh.
And yeah, and I got 2 HLG 600R specs, and I've been wanting to upgrade to the Diablo 700 Diablo? I can't remember the name of it, but I wanted to upgrade to the Diablo that with the more flattened out, wider area with the heat sink, obviously, because I wanted to, if there's any home growers out there, which I'm sure there are, and whatnot, I'm sure the specs for that 600R spec. It's got to stay about 30 to 36 inches away from your plants, or else you're gonna burn your fucking plants, because that's a powerful ass light, and it's just packed into that little ass square. You know what I'm saying? It's only like what is it, like 2.5 by 2 foot? You know what I'm saying? And it's fucking just powerful, you know. But the Diablo spreads that power out, so you can have the canopy up to 18 inches from the light, which allows you much, much, much more vertical growth space. You're not accounting for 3 feet between the light and your plants. You know, you only need 1.5 feet. You know, it's literally half the space. That's why I've been wanting to upgrade so I could, you know, do a little bit better of a grow. But I don't know if I can figure out the name of this company. I might buy one of those lights and test it out, because, you know, it's supposed to be a money saver as well. It's supposed to be more efficient than the HLGs, and HLGs are already pretty damn efficient. Yeah, I mean, my HLGs. This kind of why I like the HLGs. My HLGs run, I think, 600 watts of power, right? And they deliver me the same results as my 730 watt Mars Hydro FC 6500s. So it's 260 watts less for my current setup. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Yeah, and that's, you know, 12 hours a day, every fucking day. And that adds up.
Hmm.
You know,
Sorry, I got half zoned out. I looked at my mandolin and I randomly got what the fuck is the name of the group? Oh, I can't remember, but they're a bluegrass group, and I can't remember the name of the song. I just kind of remember one section of it that's kind of stuck in my head, and it's an interesting mandolin part.
Well, that's cool.
My brain drifts.
Yeah, obviously it's like Tokyo over there. Tokyo Drift.
Feels more like a retarded squirrel.
bing,
bing, bing, bing, bing.
In a pinball machine. A retarded squirrel in a pinball machine. Bing, 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 bing. Ding, 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 ding.
That's about the sum of
it. Anyway, so after the convention, we went over to an after party. Holy crap. Wow. So after the convention, we went to like this kind of like after party thing that got set up and whatnot. And that was so did I tell you about this, Rob? The after party was way more poppin' than the convention. Way more poppin'. Oh my God. So the after party, we were there and we set up like a pop-up table, right? And we were one of like 30 or 40 vendors that were all at this like after party, all with tables set up, all Jesus. With their weed. So that I finally got to see the weed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I had to go to the after party from the cannabis convention to see the cannabis. What the fuck? It was fucking I thought it was hilarious, you know what I'm saying? Like, there were so many fucking vendors there. I personally ain't never seen that many vendors in one spot. My record before that, I think, was like 15, like 10 or 15 when another guy and I went to an event. I can't remember where we went, but yeah, so there was like 10 or 15 vendors at that one. There were like 40, maybe more at this one. Like, I didn't even bother counting. I was kind of like, wow, there's going to be like 20, 30 fucking different vendors here. And then everybody started showing up and I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm just setting up my table. And dude, it was kind of weird because like I'm setting up my table and somebody will stop and talk to me. You know, we talk for a minute and then, you know, I go back to just doing things, setting up my table, and I look up and there's like 5 more vendors that are there that just kind of appeared. And I'm like,
poof, it's magic.
Oh, okay. And then I go back and I talk to somebody else and I look over and there's like 5-10 more vendors. And I'm like,
multiplied.
oh, okay. Where the fuck are everybody coming from? Because like I didn't even see these guys walk in and I'm facing the door. Like my table is literally back from the door, like almost straight in. You know what I mean? Like if you just look up and somebody's not in front of you, you're looking at the goddamn door. You know what I'm saying? And like you can watch these people walk in. I saw like five or six walk in, and then people started talking to me, asking me a whole bunch of questions, and then all of a sudden I look up, after like half hour, 45 minutes, and it is fucking packed. We're at I forget what hotel we were at, but we were at Marriott? No. We were at like their outdoor party area, like convention center kind of thing. So we could all smoke.
I figured that.
Because I mean, you got to be in the smoking area to be allowed to smoke. So you're not gonna set up an after party where you can't smoke, are you?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Not for a bunch of weed people. But anyway, yeah. So we were on the that area where you can, and fucking you just all of a sudden I just look up and it is packed. Like fucking so many vendors. Every single fucking table they had set up was fucking full. And some of them even, the one I know brought their own fucking extra table because they had more shit. You know what I mean? They were fucking out. It was packed. And there was a lot of people walking around. And at first, it was just all the vendors going around to all the other vendors. And then some dispensary owners started showing up. And it was just like the dispensary owners and all the vendors going around to all the other vendors. And they were all talking about it, which is cool for us, because dispensary owners are the ones that, make the final decision on whether or not they're going to carry your product. You know what I mean? Fucking just like if you were selling your music to somebody and they were gonna put it in their store, you got to convince them to put it in their store.
Mm-hmm.
But same shit. But then after a little bit, I noticed just some regular people coming in. You know what I mean? They were just kind of just like a regular pop-up, just wanted to, they noticed all of us there, or they heard about it or whatever, and they just came in, because they wanted to, and started talking to all of us, and it was pretty cool. All the hotel staff managed to make their way down and make their rounds throughout the tables. Like all the staff, I swear to God, like the cleaning crew and whatnot. Yeah, they were all out there at one point fucking talking to us. The manager of the cleaning crew or the hotel or something was out there talking to us. Yeah, he was a pretty cool guy. Got a couple pre-rolls from everybody. He walked. He was a hardworking guy. I didn't catch the guy's name, but I mean,
it's probably one of his favorite days at work.
Probably. I mean, he was walking around with a limp. I kind of felt bad for him. He was an older gentleman, but he was a nice guy. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, you got to walk this hotel with that limp. That's got to suck.
I mean, you got a bunch of pre-rolls.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, that was only one day, That's what he does every day is walk that hotel with that limp.
Yeah.
That's gotta suck, man. I feel bad for the guy, but, it's probably normal to him. It kind of sucks. I do know the normal where you don't, not okay is normal. Fuck that. That's just shitty.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was a lot of fun. The after party was way more fun than the actual convention. The convention was great for knowledge. You know what I mean? There was a lot of fucking
exchange of information.
Yes. But not cannabis direct knowledge. It wasn't directly cannabis knowledge. It was all like your second or third party cannabis needs, if you will. Like, it's not telling you, oh, this is an indica, sativa, this is top shelf, mid shelf, bottom shelf. No, it's telling you this is how you grow your weed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like cannabis supplies. You know what I mean? And it was pretty cool. But the after parties where you were really like, this is the weed. This is what we got with all those supplies over there. This is what we managed to do. You know what I mean? Fucking... That's actually kind of funny because that's probably like not even wrong. There are probably multiple people that were at the after party that were like, oh yeah, we use your nutrients, we use your pest stuff, we got your lights, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, look, this is what we did with them.
Like, see?
This is the end result. I mean, that's kind of funny. I don't care who you are. But
no, that's kind of cool. I mean, you got to think those people live for that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so it's like they make that stuff so people can do things with it. So I'm sure they love seeing what.
Yeah, and so a lot of the other companies are like these big giant companies. The ones that I really love talking to. Oh, I gotta touch on this. Do you know who was there?
Who?
I said packing people earlier. You're never going to guess who was there.
No, I'm not.
Beast Coast.
Oh, no shit.
I know you remember that name.
Vaguely.
That's the one that I used for my shit.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Fucking, I seen them there. I kind of avoided the table at first. I ain't going to lie. And then I seen... my other two coworkers that were there with me up talking to him. So I walked up and kind of just stood back and talked. And they were saying some things, and I was like, well, you could do this and this, couldn't you? And they're like, well, yeah. And I was like, and you can do that and that. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I know. How's Jake? I said it just like that. Because Jake is my old sales rep for Beast Coast.
Oh, no shit.
I swear to God. And the guy looked at me like I had 3 heads. And I was like, yeah, I've used you guys before, just not with this company.
What?
And he was like, oh, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I used your company, and Jake was my sales rep. And, you know, I told him what I did, and he actually remembered us.
No shit.
You know why he remembered us?
Why?
Because when I went to pick up my stuff, because I didn't want it shipped because it was so much more for shipping, right? I took like 20 chocolate bars up there.
No shit.
And I just handed them to Jake, and I said, here, let me know if you guys like these. He remembered my chocolate. I'm sorry. You know, I mean, places like that, they never got a hold of me or nothing. I mean, places like that, fucking, I'm sure they get freebies all the time. Like, yo, sample the product you're gonna put in those boxes. You know, that kind of stuff. But you know, he did vaguely remember the logo. Yeah. So that was kind of nice. You know, especially because it's been like a year and a half, 2 years. It's been a while. But, yeah, that, you know, all in all, it was a good day. I'd have to say. It was a good day. Anyway. But yeah, that's basically it. You know, the reason I wasn't around last week, it was on Thursday. The trade show. Canacon. Canna Convention. There. I actually said it right. I said Cannabis Con. You know? Cannabis Convention. Canacon.
There we go.
Fuck it. Anyway, so I think that might be where we leave you for this week. I don't have this week's fucked up song queued up.
Yeah, we don't really. I can't think of one offhand.
I mean, I was gonna do. I can't remember if I did "Semi-Charmed Life" by Third Eye Blind.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Dude, that song is fucked up. Everybody knows that song. It was a popular ass song in the 90s and early 2000s, and like, you listen to it, you know, you know, everybody knows that song. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's about drug addiction, you know, crystal meth and whatnot, and like, there's a couple of lines in the song. Like there's this one line in the second verse, I want to say, like I'm not even reading off my phone. Like this is straight from my brain this week. Like I didn't even have to look this up. I know this song so well. There is a line in the second verse that he says, I take the hit that I was given and I bumped up and I bumped again. And he said, doing crystal meth will lift you up until you break, won't stop, can't stop. Oh, yeah, and then he bumped up and he bumps again. And he says, I need something else to get me through this. And then there's another verse where he says something about, I think he's flying high or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But then he says, how do I get back down to the place where I fell asleep inside you? And yes, he's literally saying he needs to calm down enough to where like if he was fucking he could fall asleep, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's a fucked up song. It is all about drug addiction and whatnot, and like, you know, and the I want something else to get me through this semi-charmed kind of life. He's literally saying he wants something other than drugs to get him through this fucked up life. He's literally saying it, but because it's that poppy upbeat song, nobody ever catches it. And like, you don't hear the verses. And then like, I'll sing the verses when they're on and people will be like, oh, that's fucked up. And I'll be like, no, that's the song. Listen to the words. And I'll rewind it and I'll be like, listen, I won't say a word. And they'll listen to it and you'll see people's faces change and be like, yeah, you weren't listening. All you heard was, I want something else.
All about the hook.
That's all you fucking heard. You didn't hear anything else he said. It is so fucked up. So fucked up. Overtly fucked up. And you know, everybody that's my age or probably even a little bit older probably knows this. They've probably sat down and actually listened to it. No,
I got sick of it growing up really quick. So anytime it'd pop up, I just fucking zone out. I still catch myself singing along to it when it does pop up, but that's just because the hook's there.
It's ingrained.
Yeah, regardless if I want it to, it's fucking there.
But that's like one of those mind fucks. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of Gen Xers that know this because, you know, that's how Gen X is. They look for the fucked up shit and they find it hilarious. And you know what? I'm here for it. Because the fucked up shit is hilarious sometimes, okay? It just is. Like, deal with it. Suck a dick. Anyway, yeah, so if you get a chance, definitely go listen to Rob's song. And if you get another chance, please, for the love of God, listen to Semi-Charmed Life, but actually listen to it. And that's not what I actually want you to do.
You have to,
I want you to fucking send me a comment on it. For the love of God.
Or find the lyrics, or even better, a lyric video that displays the lyrics while the song is playing.
Just somebody say something. Somebody send me a wave. Just a hi. How you doing?
Here.
We're here. What the fuck? I'll check the YouTube comments tonight, but like, damn, guys. Can't even just hop on Facebook, send me a wave? You know, a poke? Hey, I'm here. You know? Appreciate y'all. Anyway, we will see you this weekend. You know, we will be outside of one of your houses. You won't see us. You know, it's a running joke. I'm just kidding. If I was going to do that, I damn sure wouldn't tell you.
Yeah, that's not something we advertise. But anyway.
Moving on, I will see you all next week.
Yes.
Have a good day.